Welcome back to our review of SAT grammar. And if you remember from Unit 4, these are the 5 comma rules you've got to know for the SAT. And I've got one sample question for each of them to make sure you remember exactly what they mean. So please take a moment, try this first sample question, pause the video now. Okay, hopefully you have your answer. When I look at this, I remember that rule number 1 here. Rule number 1 means you have 2 independent clauses with like a comma and or maybe a different conjunction in between them. And I know we're using rule number 1 when I look at the other answers and I see an and only, a nothing, and a comma only. That combination of wrong answers tells me that it is most likely the comma and, right? That when we compare 2 independent or join 2 independent clauses, yeah, I'm going to read, but what I'm looking for is for those 2 independent clauses, and I'm pretty sure that's what I'm going to find. Let's see, she was instrumental in exploring the themes of identity and post-colonialism in her art. Yeah, that's an independent clause. As a result of her unique style, she became an icon of Mexican culture. Yeah, that has an intro, but she became, that is a subject and verb. We've got a main part of the sentence there. Yeah, we have our second independent clause. A is the correct answer here. All right, let's look at the rule number 2. Rule number 2 means use a comma after your sentence introduction. So let's try this question. I'll be quiet for a moment. Please pause the video and give it a try. Okay, now that you've paused the video, you've got your answer. Let's take a look at it together. Dr. Anna Becker pioneered a process for increasing the transparency measured in transmittance. I'm not worried about that. That's just a comma hug. For increasing the transparency of optical lenses by coating the lenses with an advanced anti-glare compound. Now, if this were a period, it would be beautiful, right? But that is not a period, that's a comma. If I keep going and I have Becker raised, their ability to transmit light from 85 to 99%, well, that would be, we've got Dr. Becker here pioneered. Right, we have 2 independent clauses, a comma in between them. That is no good. I would need a period there. I can't put a period here though, because that's not the part of the sentence I'm allowed to change. So I better put it over there. What we have is a introduction. It is a rule number 2 introduction, but the introduction starts with by and it ends with compound, and there's your rule number 2 comma. And what I need in that blank, I need to stop the first sentence so that I can start the second sentence and make by the beginning of the intro. All right, so that was rule number 2. Watch for that. You have to make sure to read to the end and not guess too soon on those ones. All right, rule number 3 is a list question, so please pause the video, answer for yourself. Okay, looking at this question, with this cutting edge technique, the team was able to map how neurons interact and what mechanisms govern this. Okay, it looks like a list here. They were able to map 2 things, how the neurons interact and what mechanisms govern decision-making processes. Is there a third thing? No, there is not. It's just a list of 2. A list of 2 is not long enough to get this list of 3 or more, comma. So I'm going with C. Right? If there was a third item, then I would have went with D because there's only 2. The answer here is C. All right, the next one, comma hug. Give this one a try for yourself. All right, hopefully you have an answer. Let's take a look together. I see a dash here. Right, so with 25,000 attendants, the World Science, or SciCon 88 as the symposium was affectionately named, I think, well, the World Science Congress became, we've got a verb right here. What became? I think it was this World Science Congress that became. So you know what? We cannot have a dash between the subject and the verb. Well, we can't have 2 dashes. It's just one that's not okay. So this must be the ending of a dash hug. And right here is the start All right, so I said that we were practicing comma hugs, and there could have been a comma hug here. Hey, if this dash, if this one was a comma, then certainly B would have been the right answer. But whatever that is, you've got to match it. That's why D here is the starting, is the right answer. We want a dash in this case. All right, one more to go. The ing thing, please try this question on your own. Okay, hopefully you had a chance to give it a try. And we have a comma with an ing word. I just have to read that again and double check that this really is a phrase after that comma and not a full sentence. So let's see. Um, the Mississippi settlement of Moundville was home to 10,000 people in the year 1250 CE, serving as a cultural and religious hub in the southeast. Oh, good. I do not see a verb. I see serving as a, there's no verb here. So I do like their main sentence, a comma, and then we have like an ing phrase. That's exactly what the ing thing is all about, and D is the correct answer here. Okay, hopefully that was a good review of the 5 most important comma rules. Hey, we are done with reviewing all our rules. I have one more reminder for you in the next video, and then we have wrapped up our Grammar Academy course.